Hey friends, Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. As always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Because without you guys, well, this just doesn't work. And I'm assuming that we're on live yet. Haven't gotten the response yet on my computer, but hopefully it's actually up and going. Wow. I can't believe the season is over. Hopefully you guys can hear me good enough. I'm not back in the man cave, and I honestly can't wait to get back home and get back to business. Yes, admit it, Eagle fans, you guys love this channel. Even before you won the Super Bowl, there's probably been as many Eagle fans on here as there have been Cowboy ones. I ain't mad at you. It's okay. It's all good. Because in the end, I got to tell you, football is amazing. I have witnessed some really beautiful things because of football. I've seen some ugliness because of football. I've seen life and death struggles because of football. But you know, when they say football is family, it was more than evident this trip. I don't know how you guys liked the whole Super Bowl coverage and everything else that we did here. This was a whole different level of anything I've ever tried to do in my life. I mean, I've always done little videos of Joe Boo and stuff, doing little Joe Boo sports reports, but I've never tried to take it to the level that I have. You know, it's kind of funny with some of the people out there. I am 100% real, regardless of what people out there who can basically hate you or will try and take you down or try and make you look foolish or whatever. You guys have seen me at my highs and my lows, from dealing with my father being in the hospital just 2 weeks ago, from the joy of seeing some great NFL players like meeting Jim Brown and things like that, going through the highs and lows of our Cowboys. But yet there's some asses out there that will tell you whatever names and try and say we've exposed you for whatever reasons there are. And I don't know what their problem is, but you know what? I guess you do you. Some people have said, oh, you're just fortunate because your wife ended up taking you on this. Well, I got to be honest with you. What you guys have seen is probably about 10% of what I've done actually in here. My wife does fantastic work at her job with United Way. I'm truly blessed to be able, thank you, Chaz, I appreciate that. I'm very fortunate to be able to help and volunteer and do a lot of the stuff with her, but quite frankly, her and I are a team. As she put it, Mark, I could not do this without you. I'm here helping between getting people back and forth, between keeping eyes out for different football players and the commissioner and things like that, making sure that everybody else has a great time and things like that. And if you think that I'm just living it up free as can be, well, that's your problem. I am 100% exhausted. I literally have had about 3 or 4 hours sleep every night because we're taking videos, we're posting stuff online. Not only this, we've actually made a channel for United Way and going back and forth to the Convention Center. So it's been an exhausting trip. A very incredible trip, but very exhausting. But now, all that's over. The amazing thing about the NFL is this. It takes so long to get here. Between the draft, before that the combine, free agency, OTAs, mini camps, summer camp, 4 preseason games, 16 regular season games, playoffs, and then the Super Bowl. The amazing thing is this. I'm about 2 miles from the stadium, and if you go down there right now, just less than 24 hours away from that game ending, there's no signs of the Super Bowl. It's gone. Everything. I'm sitting here at the Graduate Hotel where we've actually stayed and had an incredible time. Look outside there. The crowds, the people, the merchandise, the signs, everything is gone. Just like that. And that's kind of poetic, at least in my mind, because it's kind of like football careers. It goes so fast. I hate the offseason. The joke that my wife always has is, I actually said to a vice president of the NFL, a woman vice president of the NFL, I am a football whore and will do anything for football. And it's the truth. I can't go a day without thinking about football or talking about football. For me, it's the most incredible sport there is in the world. It's life and death. And what was amazing is, as much as I hate the Eagles, watching that couple that have been together for 50 years go through and win a Super Bowl finally after all of their lives, never seeing their team win the big one. The Super Bowl contest winners, the ones that contest I kept telling you guys about, that I said people do win, Sarah and Greg, great people. They had an incredible time. He proposed to her last night on the sidelines down on the field. That's football. It is freaking incredible. Sorry that I'm late starting this broadcast tonight. Me and my wife had our 15th anniversary last Sunday, but we didn't actually have a chance to celebrate it. So we finally caught our breaths tonight, went out to dinner just to kind of relax, and that's why I'm kind of late with this. What's happening, Lieutenant Mathers? Hats off, congratulations. Your guys are Super Bowl champions. But now, right now, everybody is 0-0. That shit's history. It's now time for our team to get better. Good news, at least from Jalen Smith's point of view. Now, how legitimate it is, I can't tell you. But Jalen Smith says that his foot is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and the drop foot is fading. That'd be great news if it's true. I'm hoping it's true because we need linebackers. The great thing is literally a little over a month from now, free agency starts, the league year. So we got about 5 weeks, and we'll be figuring out who is, oh, well, thank you, Bo, I appreciate that. We got about 5 weeks to figure out who we want to keep as far as free agents go. So we got all that to work with. We got to figure out where we're going to get the money to pay these guys. We got to figure out if we're going to go ahead and decide to be a player free agency. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of work to work on. But the question I still have, and Eagle fans that are here, I want you guys to be honest with me on this. I wish I were actually back in the man cave so I could play clips and stuff on it, because I actually miss being there on my own set. But if you looked at that catch last night in the end zone, I can't tell the difference between that catch and Dez Bryant's. Dez Bryant's was the catch, no catch. I mean, ultimately, I don't think your catch was going to be the difference maker in the game. I still think you guys would have won. But if that was a catch, why wasn't Dez Bryant's? And if somebody can honestly tell me why, I'd like to know. Because I just don't see the difference between the two. My man got the ball, took like 2 steps, went to the ground, the ball hit the ground, bounced up, and then he brought it back in. Now, in my mind, Dez Bryant's looked like he had his hands underneath the ball when it bounced up. But somehow that Eagle one was a touchdown, but mine wasn't. Eagle for Life, you're 100% right that every base does have some idiots. And I know we've got some ones with our Cowboys. In fact, I think we got a couple of them that are, or at least one of them that's on here right now, who just likes to troll me. In fact, one of my biggest trolls is a couple of Cowboy fans. Joseph, you may be right. Definitely, he has a star on his helmet. That could be true. Well, and for you Eagles out there, I got a question for you. Carson Wentz is nursing his leg, and his leg may not be ready to start the season. But the question becomes then, let's say hypothetically Carson Wentz isn't ready till maybe week 4 or 5. Nick Foles starts the season and plays like he did this part of the season. Who do you play? Is there a quarterback controversy brewing in Philadelphia? I mean, Nick Foles has now done something no other quarterback has done for the Eagles, and that's bring home a ring. And you're going to sit that guy? I don't know. That's a tough one for you guys that you're going to have to answer in the coming months. Yeah, I saw that whole thing about supposedly Eagles fans eating some horse manure. That was kind of nasty. Yeah, you're right about that, Noah. I don't see too many Cowboy fans in their streams at all either. No, okay, so Maverick, then who starts? Nick Foles? Or do you go back to Carson Wentz? Who is Cowboy Joe Bo feeling versus Eagle Joe Bo? Oh, Lordy. Do I have to think about that one right now? Oh, man. Keeping the Dak haters. Well, forgive me, I'm a little tired. And Joe Boo doesn't have his rum either. In fact, Joe Boo is just exhausted right now. It's interesting where we go from here. I would have loved to have gotten rid of Jason Garrett. I look at the Eagles, who had Chip Kelly gut the team. Literally got rid of all the Pro Bowl players. They were in worse shape after he left than before he came. Doug Peterson comes in and turns that team around in 2 years and wins the Super Bowl. I'm sitting there looking at them last night and looking that they didn't hold anything back. I mean, throwing a touchdown pass to Nick Foles. They tried everything. They were unpredictable. Even with a backup quarterback. Even though they lost their starting linebacker Hicks, even though they lost Peters, even though they lost their running back, they still kept coming and coming and coming and didn't make excuses for not winning. Anytime anything happens with our Cowboys, oh, we don't have Zeke Elliott. We're not expected to win because of that. Oh, we don't have Sean Lee. There was a backup quarterback. Excuse me. We don't have Sean Lee. The defense can't play. But other teams are doing so much more with so much less. It just drives you crazy. But I understand where Jerry is. You got 2 years left on Jason Garrett's contract. In essence, this is a contract year. Because you don't wait till the end of the contract and make him a lame duck. I think we're looking at it and saying, okay, we were so close. We were 9-7. If we can just get a couple of things to go the right way for us, and maybe we're back in the playoffs. So I kind of understand that, hoping that it's right. But something in my mind just says it's not. Maybe you guys can talk me off the ledge, but I'm just not feeling Jason Garrett. Well, we do. Well, here's the thing. We've got right now $18 million in cap space. We can get a whole lot more cap space if we really want to. Orlando Scandrick probably won't be back. That's about $3 or $4 million right there. I honestly think Cole Beasley might not be back. That's another $3.5 million. I know Michael Irvin and Emmett Smith are saying that Des Bryant, the Cowboys would be foolish to let him go, but the second highest cap number for a wide receiver, I'd say they might be foolish if they keep him at that cap number. I really think he gets cut as a June 1st cut. And ends up being only a $4 million hit. I think Tyrone Crawford ends up getting replaced by Taco, and that's another $8 million. So all of a sudden, you've got a whole bunch of money you can get without restructuring a bunch of contracts. Sandman, Jerry should have already pulled the plug on Jason Garrett. Sorry, that should have been a long time ago. But here's, when you look at Peterson, but Peterson, it's not like he was the exception to the rule. You look at Buffalo, you look at the Rams, those are rookie coaches. Those teams also made the playoffs with rookie coaches. I know Vosh says, oh, well, Jason Garrett could win us 12 or 13 games and everything else. You wouldn't want to make some rash decision and end up being Denver. Yeah, well, Denver didn't have a quarterback, and Denver had already been through those Super Bowls, and they're at the point of needing to be rebuilt. And they're more the exception than the rules. Generally speaking, if you haven't won in 7 years, you're not winning it 8 or 9 or 10 years down the road. Ooh, man, I'm not going to go that far. Well, we're going to need a good draft because we've got a lot of holes. We got to get a swing tackle. We got to get receivers. I think we got to get a tight end because Rico's shown flashes, but I'm not sure he's going to be able to stay healthy. You need a linebacker. And in my mind, you still need a safety. So that's 5 players. I know we got 10 picks, but the chances of getting 5 good starters in one draft is not real good. I think we're going to use free agency for once. And I'm curious with after seeing the Eagles did what they did, how that was to Jerry Jones. How does this sit with where we are versus where the Eagles now are? Has that changed any urgency in his mind? This was, like I said, this was an incredible experience being here and being so close. I was so close with Dak. Dak had literally come in through the red carpet, had to go down to do the first award. I would have loved to have just sat down with Dak for a few minutes, but I guess that wasn't going to happen. In the same sense, I saw Jerry Jones and his wife and everything else. Of course, they're mingling with everybody else. And, he stopped for a few seconds, talked and all that. But I would love to just sit down with Jerry Jones for just 5 minutes and just pick his brain. And really just be able to say, what is the plan, Jerry? And find out where we go. How am I, holy ways? I'm good, man. I'm good. One of the things that's kind of interesting that people keep saying to me is, why in the world would you go to a Super Bowl with the Eagles and the Patriots playing? That's a waste of money. And I dare say that, well, one, I was here doing some work that's actually helping the community. But 2, yeah, it's the Super Bowl game is the big part of it. But there's so much more that goes on here. It's like a celebration of football, the season, and everything else. When you go to NFL Experience and see all that stuff, and you meet players, current players and past players and stuff like that. Meeting Jim Brown. Guys, meeting Jim Brown was incredible. Meeting Ray Ellis. Even though he was a former Eagle player, guy was fantastic. Got his phone number, actually maybe doing some stuff with him. Actually would like to talk to him now that the Eagles have gotten a ring and everything else. So it's more than just the game. There is so much stuff that's going on. I wish I could share. I wish I could really physically bring you guys here. What you've seen on these videos is just a taste of what this is all about. It's just, I can't even describe all the stuff that goes on in here. But here's the problem, Jeremy, when you talk about, it's great to be able to restructure contracts and get money. But here's the problem. We've restructured Tony Romo's contract, I believe, 3 times, maybe 4. And the problem is sooner or later that money comes due. That's why we're paying this year another $9 million to Tony Romo on the cap. Right now, Tyron Smith has been restructured so many times that he's a $17.5 million cap hit. Tyrone Crawford contract was restructured. That's why it's a $9.5 million hit this year. So yeah, you get some money now, but it's just like having a credit card. When you buy dinner on your credit card and you don't pay for it, sooner or later you're going to pay all that and you're going to pay interest on it. And that's where the Cowboys are with keep restructuring people. That's why we've been hamstrung on being able to sign players. It's amazing when you look at a team like New England, who year after year after year is always good. You never hear about them restructuring contracts. You never hear about them being over the cap and having to gut players. But that's become a way of life for the Cowboys. Chris Collins was awful. Well, I didn't hear the game, so I can't tell you on that one how that was. Kristen, I'll be honest with you. The halftime performance was not, the sound quality was actually terrible. So I can't really tell you how it was. I recorded the whole thing, but I didn't really see it. So I'm going to check it out, actually, after I finally get back. And I actually have a 6 a.m. flight tomorrow morning, so it's going to be an early morning.
All right, so I'll bring you in the morning. All right. Have you heard from Joe's?
Do I think the NFC Championship will be Cowboys versus Falcons in Atlanta?
Yeah, they're doing good.
It's a little early to tell about next year.
They're going to start. I mean, that's yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's still a full bottle.
Jackie.
All that time we worked around, it's good. Lives in the door.
Yeah, well, Jackie, you're right about that. And that's the problem with restructuring contracts. Seems like Chris Collinsworth had money on the Patriots. That's funny. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So, Lieutenant Mathers, how do you feel now that your team has finally won the Super Bowl? Do you feel like the monkey is now off your back? Do you feel entitled to just give all of us Cowboys fans crap? Or what is your emotions right now? Cowboys won't make the playoffs, and you're a fan? Okay. Well, I kind of beg to differ on that one. James, I hope you're wrong on that one about Dak. I'm still not sold on Kellen Moore being the quarterback coach. To me, I'd like to have somebody who has some more experience to be teaching my inexperienced quarterback. This game might be as good as the halftime show. Chris Collinsworth, just because you didn't see it on TV. The game, I tell you what, watching the game was incredible in the stadium because it was literally a track meet. It seems like there was no defense until that last drive, pretty much. From the stands, it was great. Like I said, I don't know how it looked on TV, but in the stands, it was an incredible game. Like I said, I hated both teams. Couldn't care less who won on it, but it was a good game. I'm surprised that everybody's talking about how bad the halftime. My daughter said the halftime was really bad. I definitely have to check and see what it looked like on TV. Well, good night, Jason. I'm going to be going to bed soon myself. Oh, man. I'm going to be going to bed soon myself because I got to get up at 3:30 in the morning so we can get to the airport. Night, Jason. I thought it was a great game. Like I said, from the stadium and the stands where we were, the emotions that were there, the highs and lows and everything else. But that first drive, I'm going to be honest with you, when the Eagles came out, went all the way down there just like they did, I was just kind of like, uh-oh, it's going to be a long day for New England. It was just fracking noise, Mark. Oh, okay. It actually kind of sounded that way, too. I thought it was just the acoustics in the stadium, so it was bad on home. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, so you're going to the parade? Wow. Well, Lieutenant Mathers, congratulations, buddy. I still hate your freaking team, but congratulations. I'm happy for you fans that now know what it feels like to have a Super Bowl. Sadly, most of you guys on here don't know what it's like for the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl. And we got to get that to change. We really have to do something about that. You know, a lot of Cowboy fans are mad about the Eagles winning it, and I would say, don't be mad at the Eagles for winning it. Be mad at our Cowboys for not winning it, for not being in a position to win it. So that's where I kind of am. But, you know, it is what it is, guys. It's going to be a long offseason with a taste of Eagles. All I ask Eagle fans is, try to be nice, okay? Enjoy yourselves. You guys were the best team in the NFL this year. I hate your guts. I don't like your team. I can respect you guys, but still not like you. And with that being said, guys, I have to go pack and get ready to get out of ground zero here in Minneapolis. Hopefully it's a little warmer when I get back home, and we're going to hit the ground running. I've got some incredible stuff that I'm working on. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl coverage, but this isn't the end. This is just getting ready to take another step. We're going to be working with some other YouTubers. We've got some stuff that we're working on for the draft, as well as some other stuff with the studio. So I'm excited to get 2018 going and excited to be here with you guys.